What's going on, everybody? Joe White here, and I wanted to talk about a couple things here today. I'm sorry that I'm really close. Why that does that? It's just a capture card that I'm using. Anyway, these are a couple things that were on my mind today. You see this picture right here? Where is it? Right here? That's one of my people that I found on Facebook today. They're hoarding Amiibo still, folks. And the reason that it was explained to me by this user is that, oh, I don't buy them and sell them on eBay like a scalper. I buy them and sell them to friends cheaper than what scalpers would charge because my friends don't have the time to go to a GameStop or Toys R Us and pick them up themselves before they're all gone. So that defeats the purpose of basic commerce. This is like when I worked at Kroger and somebody would come up to me and go, why are you out of XYZ? Well, that's because somebody came up and bought XYZ before you did, okay? And we just didn't order enough. So this should tell Nintendo something. Well, actually, this is a couple angles you can look at this. One, don't sit there and hoard Amiibo for your friends because everybody else who wanted these Amiibos that could get to the store before your friends could have bought these damn things, okay? They could have went and bought these things, but no, you cheated other people out of it just so you can make a profit. I guarantee you're making a profit off of this somehow. Otherwise, you wouldn't be spending your time sitting in a fucking GameStop, running all over town, robbing them of their inventory. So, two, while you may do this for your friends, and I totally agree, if I had a couple friends and a friend of mine said, hey, when you're going to GameStop, pick me up a Metal Mario. Okay, fine, I'll pick you up a Metal Mario. I don't wipe them out of their entire flipping inventory, okay? On the other hand, Nintendo. It's people like this. Sorry, I'm not used to having images behind me. It's people like this that are the reason why you need to make more of these things. Supply and demand. You need to make more Amiibo. It's people like this that are the reason you're gonna need to make more Amiibo. I don't agree or disagree with what this guy's doing. I look at it as a double-edged sword. On one hand, if your friends don't have the time to go and get the Amiibo, there are other ways of getting Amiibo online. Toys R Us. I bought a Metal Mario. I walked right into the GameStop to trade in. What did I trade in? I traded in Mortal Kombat the other day to put down for Batman. They had 6 Metal Mario and 6 of the Splatoon boy and girl there. Um, what do they call them? The Inklings. They had 6 of each of the Inklings there. Which means if people walk into the store and they happen to go see those Inklings and they want them, they can buy them. Me personally, I would never do this. I would never go in there and buy 9 Amiibo and say, oh yeah, I want these 9. Nintendo, if you can't produce these fast enough, put limits on them. That's all I'm saying. Put a limit on how many people can buy at once. Now, the problem with that is that people could still jump around from store to store and buy up all the other stock, but who's really going to want to do that? Who's lazy enough to want to go, or who's going to want to go do that? People are too lazy, is the thing that I'm getting at. Anyway, that's it for the Amiibo. Steam is in the news here. And the reason why Steam is in the news at late is because Valve has finally come out with a refund policy. Refund policy, yes, you can now, if you buy a game and you don't like the game and the game sucks, and if you haven't played the game for more than 2 hours, and if you haven't owned the game for a minimum of 14 days, you can return it. Now, there are a couple things that hitch about this, is if you played the game for more than 2 hours, can't return it, okay? If you've so you can't just, it's not like the old days where you could buy a Mario 3 cartridge, play it over the weekend, beat the game, take it back to Toys R Us, and return it. You can't just do that no more. I like this idea. I like the fact that there being limits, and ways that you don't have to go and buy, the refund policy is awesome. I'll just put it that way. Now, it does hamper games that are under 2 hours in gameplay, because if you walk through some games nowadays, you could beat them in a matter of 2 hours. These short games. I could go beat Mario 3 right now, or Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in a matter of 2 hours, and then say, hey, I don't like it. go back and get it, you know? Um, which Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is on Steam. Well, what this is going to force developers to do is make their games a little bit longer, make their games a little bit better to where people don't want to return it. There's really no downside to this, guys. There's really no downside to this return policy. Only problem is that Steam, when I bought Batman Arkham Asylum, which you could find here on this channel, when I bought Batman Arkham Asylum, it didn't work for me right away because I run, yeah, I know, can leave it down below. I run 8.1 on my machine. It's what it came with. I've gotten used to it. Put the classic shell on there that gives you the start menu. You're good to go. But I put the classic shell on there, and basically what happened is that, in 8.1, Batman Arkham Asylum was not designed to run on 8.1. The general operating system for these is Vista and XP. It came out in 2009, folks. It's old. It's an old game, okay? It's almost, let's see, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 6 years old, okay? And in tech age, that's a fucking long time nowadays. So, Steam had no return policy. Luckily, I got the thing working because I had played it for, and now I've played it for over 2 weeks and I've had, or 2 hours, and I've had it over 14 days. So thank God I got it to work. Thank God I ran the compatibility mode and somebody I work with showed me how to get this thing up and running. Otherwise, I'd be stuck with a game that I can't play and that I can't return. There should be some adjustment there to this thing to where, okay, if you bought a game and it won't run on 8.1, we'll give you your money back, or we'll at least give you a way to fix it without diverting you over to Warner Brothers Games, who I ended up Steam sending me to. And when I went to Warner Brothers Games and sent them an email, it took them 4 days to get it back to me. And by the time the 4 days was up, I was already, well into my Let's Play. So it worked out in the end, but there's got to be a gray area there, and maybe they should take these and devote a team to these refunds so they could do it case by case. PlayStation is in the news today as well. PlayStation, or they're coming out with two new configurations of it, a half a terabyte and a whole terabyte hard drive editions. Way to rack up the price, Sony, because I guarantee you they're not going to be cheap. The good side is that maybe Xbox will do the same. And if NX is really going to be like what they say it is, they should have a whole terabyte hard drive in it as well. Problem is, we'll have to wait and see in a couple weeks what happens at E3 about the NX. I have my thoughts about this. It kind of pisses me off now that I've already bought a PlayStation 4. I bought one at the beginning of this year, and here it is 6 months later, not even, and they're announcing a new configuration. Okay? That kind of ticks me off because there's got to be a way. I know there's probably a way out there to, without voiding your warranty, put new hard drives in these things. But I don't know. I mean, they're going to rack up the price on this. You know they are. It's going to cost you at least $50 more to get that hard drive. If they could find a way to do it without alienating their current audience and without racking up the price, I'm for it. Maybe they could do a thing where, hey, if your PlayStation's less than 6 months old, you take it to a GameStop and we'll give you one with fucking terabyte hard drive, or we'll find a way for you to get. I don't know. That's never gonna happen. Never mind on that. But anyway, half a terabyte, whole terabyte hard drive coming for the PS4. On to wrestling news nowadays. These two guys, it's been announced, is gonna fight on July 4th live in Japan. Wow. I have a lot of thoughts about this one. These two guys, it was announced tonight on NXT. I'm recording this Wednesday night at around 10:30. It was announced that these two guys, Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, are going to fight in Japan July 4th for the NXT title. Good and bad news about this. The good news is that it's happening live on the WWE Network. Bad part about this is it's on the 4th of July, and live on the WWE Network means 6 a.m. here in the States. 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Holy shit. For me, it's like, oh yeah, I'll wake up because I'm off on a Saturday. I'll wake up and watch it. Sorry, I'm going to, because the match is going to be awesome. But 90% of the people are not going to want to go on and wake up at 6 a.m. just to watch this live. Another pro for this is that it's on the network, so you can watch it anytime you damn well please. So that kind of takes care of that problem. Um, Another good thing is that it's in Japan, and this is where Owens drops the belt. Owens just got moved up. What better place for Balor to become the next guy than Japan, the place where he made his name, the place where he's known as most. Those Japanese fans, when these two Gaijins get in the ring, oh my lord, it's gonna. I don't even know. Is Balor considered Gaijin? Because I mean, he is foreign. He's not native to Japan, and I think Gaijin means foreigner, doesn't it? So, or does it just mean white guy? I don't get. I don't know. But anyway, these two guys right here, that's gonna be something to see come July 4th. I expect Owens to drop the belt. I expect Balor. Maybe they'll debut the Balor Club here. It's a good way to, do this to New Japan. Anyway, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. It's the right place. It's the right time. There are very little cons to this. Good booking by WWE. Very good booking here. The live time, they're touting it as live on the network. To me, it's Saturday morning cartoons. You wake up at 6 a.m. and watch wrestling. So, and of course, you know me. It's going to be on July 4th. It's a Saturday. I'm off that day. I'll probably watch it live and do a post video for everybody to enjoy. Um, let's see. What else do we got here? Global Force Wrestling recently made the news here lately. Let me put this up here. I know everybody's going to love this. Bam! There he is, Jeff Jarrett. They had to announce that Tyrus, aka Brodus Clay, the former Brodus Clay, was not going to be on their show anymore. Reason being is because somebody in Nashville, according to Karen Angle on her Twitter page, somebody in Nashville, Jim Herd Jr. has got her panties and tits in a wad again and doesn't want any TNA talent there. For those who don't know the backstory, this guy right here, Jeff Jarrett, started TNA. He's practically one of the co-founders, along with him and his dad, Jerry Jarrett. Dixie Carter comes in, gets an investing stake, becomes probably, half partner on this thing, and then they sign Kurt Angle. Well, Kurt Angle gets a divorce. This guy ends up sleeping and marrying Kurt Angle's ex-wife, and because Dixie Carter didn't want all the drama in the locker room, she chose this guy over Kurt Angle over this guy, and now he's a minority owner in the company. Sorry if I'm stammering. It's 10:30 at night and I just got off work. I'm tired. So, Jarrett's out pretty much. Jim Herd Jr. is running the company, as we all discussed with King Firehawk the other week. There's still a little bit of bad blood there, so, Tyrus got removed from the show. TNA pretty much told him he couldn't do it. Jim Herd Jr. got her panties in a bunch. Let's see, what else now? Tomorrow, I'm going to be interviewing that beautiful lady right there. That is the one and only current Valkyrie Women's Champion, or Queen of the Valkyries, I think she's called, as well as former NWA Women's Champion, Kacee Carlisle. If you have a question for Kacee Carlisle, want to know anything about it, we're going to ask her a bunch of things. I'm going to ask her about women's wrestling in general nowadays. I'm going to ask her about being a Rosebud on WWE TV and the process of how she got selected for that and how, that came to be and what was it like backstage doing that segment, how they're produced. Oh man, I have a bunch of questions about that. What was it like eating a cold Sonic hot dog? All that stuff. Um, She's also a former former NWA Women's Champion, so we're going to ask her about her time last year as that. She's currently there's this women's promotion in New York called Valkyrie, which she's their champion. We're going to ask her a little bit about that and why they keep win-loss records. I don't get that in pro wrestling. Anyway, we're going to ask her a bunch of that, but if you have a question for this beautiful woman right here, please send them to newsurgelive@yahoo.com. Put questions for Kacee in the subject line. I will be sure to read them and read who they're from. Now, granted, keep it tasteful. None of the damn you shoot comics like how big is Batista's dick, like she really knows, guys. I'm sure she has a man. She doesn't need Batista's dick. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'm just going to throw this up here for the hell of it because I like the face. Get her. Boom! That's the meme of the century right there. Open wide. Oh, it's too late. I gotta get to bed. Anyway, guys, I'm Joe White. Thank you so much for watching this. It makes me so happy that you guys are watching the videos. Go watch my Let's Play of Batman Arkham Asylum. Part 4 may be coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, going out with the family, interviewing Kacee in the afternoon. Tomorrow's a big day. I got to mow my grass tomorrow, too. It's been 3 weeks since I mowed my grass. It's getting high. If I go out there, if the cat somehow gets out of the house, the only thing you're going to see in my yard is this tail poking up and walking around. Anyway, guys, I got to get away from here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it all very much, guys. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you down the road.